going on, y'all? Welcome back to the chaos. I'm Ryan, this is Paul, and we're actually in the $sign garage today, so it's a little bittersweet. So as you know, Paul's picked up Bullitt, as you can see on the lift right here, and that's gonna be his full-time Mustang. So the OG Dark Horse, everything, all the good parts off of it, aka the brakes today is what we're tackling, are gonna be transferred from the Dark Horse to the Bullitt. So how you feeling about that, Paul?
It's tough. Like, today was also Cars and Coffee, and like in the back of my head, it was like, I can take the Dark Horse to one last Cars and Coffee.
Oh, true.
Like that, I had that car since it was brand new, like fresh off the assembly line back in late 2007.
Long time ago. That seems like ages, yeah.
Ages. So it is very bittersweet, but at the same time, I realized, like, you know, I had a goal to have a supercharged Mustang. Unfortunately, not the Dark Horse, but I do have the Bullitt, which is pretty much set up like with all the extra parts that I wanted to throw at the Dark Horse already.
Yep, I was gonna say, it checks all the boxes. I mean, from the supercharger to, you got a sound system in it, he's got a roll cage, he's got full exhaust,
the Recaro seats, which are like,
money.
I love the Recaro seats.
Yep.
So it makes too much sense. And you know, the Bullitt, it's got plenty of go, but boy, that thing got no traction, got no stop. So we're gonna fix that today by taking the brakes and the wheels and tires off the Dark Horse and moving them on over to the Bullitts. That way I can actually finally start enjoying this car, because I've had it for several months and we've really not taken it out anywhere yet.
Yep. And I forgot, because that's, one thing is, because those brakes are so large that, these wheels won't even work, because it barely cleared. Because what style wheel are those?
So those are off of a 2010, and it may have been like 2011 GT500. They're the 19-inch wheels, but they're not the, I don't know if it was like a track pack that had like a 19 and 20-inch wheel set up on it. Those are straight 19s.
But the color on them is like kind of like a dark gray. It actually should really complement this car really well. So I'm excited to see the brakes. Of course, he's gonna paint them because they're blue right now.
Yeah.
So that won't match too well, but the wheels should match perfectly. I'm excited to see that. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. So we gotta get brakes off of both to play musical brakes. Wish us luck. We're gonna start by emptying the brake reservoir and get as much fluid out from the top as possible, so that way when we pull the wheels and start pulling the calipers off, it's just not leaking brake fluid everywhere. That's not what you want. That'll eat paint and all kinds of good stuff. So the more that we can get out from the top, Paul's gonna suction it out and hopefully alleviate a lot of mess. We went ahead and tried to get as much fluid out of the reservoir as possible. So pressurize the hose. Paul's got like the little pump to kind of suck it out. It didn't get as much as we thought it would, but any little bit helps. So that way when we actually pull these calipers off, we're just not bleeding fluid everywhere. So next thing, we've got the car in the air. We're actually going to put it on jack stands, so it'll be in hover mode on the lift itself. Then we can pull the wheels and tires off and start the process. Nothing's ever easy with cars, so just getting the car up on the jack stands as it sits, pain in the butt, but we are there. So now we can actually start pulling wheels and tires off.
Chaos!
Chaos. Always involved with everything you do. Kind of plan of attack. Paul's pulling the wheels off of the OG Dark Horse. Gonna get that off, get wheels off of both cars, and we're gonna just tackle it one corner at a time. So we're trying to minimize the brake fluid loss on this vehicle. So we're gonna completely disassemble we're gonna start with the driver's side front. So we'll disassemble the driver's side front on the Bullitt, and then swap it over, disconnect everything on OG, and then last minute swap the calipers out, again, to minimize that brake fluid loss. Very carefully.
Right.
These beauties is what's going to be put onto the Bullitt. So these are what size piston, or how many piston Brembos?
6 piston calipers, 15-inch wheel, or
15-inch rotors.
Yeah.
Nice. Paul knocked out the front driver's side for the Bullitt, so now we've got all the old stuff off of here. The brake fluid is dripping out, and then while he was doing that, I tackled loosening. My job was easy. He had like his were stuck. Those bolts, the caliper bolts were just, yeah, ridiculously hard to get off. But I got the Brembos, because those were put on more recent, got those broke free, so now it's just a matter of trying to do this with a quickness, so to lose the least amount of brake fluid in the Mustang. So we're gonna swap all the old stuff from the Bullitt to the OG. Both cars disassembled on the front driver's side. So now that we've got, and Paul was smart enough to think about, because again, we're trying not to lose as much fluid. So he was able to like stick a hose and kink it, so that way minimal fluid loss. But now it's time to put Bullitt stuff on the OG. And then the fun part is putting the Brembos on the Bullitt. And just like that, Paul has us back to stock. So the color of the caliper actually kind of matches the paint, so kind of works. Like they're kind of like a dark, not quite black, but not quite charcoal either. So a little sad to see the Brembos go, but I'm so stoked to see them, what they look like on his Bullitt. First impression seeing the Dark Horse on these Bullitt wheels, it actually fits like remarkably well. I actually really love that. So I'm trying to talk Paul into not selling this car. He can keep it as an extra and just run this setup because it looks sick to me. That color and everything fits the aesthetic. Yeah, now comes the fun part, putting all of the Brembo upgraded calipers, rotors on the Bullitt and see how that looks. So again, the blue's not to stay. He's gonna change up the caliper color, but for now, just wants to get the caliper switched over. All right, one side down. What do you think, Paul? Your car, what do you think?
It's gonna look pretty sick.
Yeah, the color of these wheels, I think really complements, because initially you kind of had like in your mind, like you were gonna powder coat these, potentially like a bronze or something. Like
a dark satin bronze or something like that, yeah.
Which I still think that would not look bad, but if you end up leaving them like this, I think these are money too. So I think you can't go wrong. Yeah, either way.
Especially once I do the brake calipers, whatever the color that I picked out, which I don't know if I want to reveal that now.
You can save it for later. Yeah, that's a project to come.
Yeah, I think it'll pop really nicely with the brake caliper color I go with.
Yep, for sure. So definitely, this looks way better. I mean, like the whole car had that race car aesthetic. And it was just, you know, Paul's getting it a little bit closer to the full package at this point. So it had all the go fast goodies and everything, but yeah, stopping, he could get going really quick, but stopping efficiency, this will improve that drastically.
It should turn a little better too.
Yeah, I was about to say, especially because the meat that you're about to put on this thing, these tires are much wider than what was on it initially. So
we got the meats.
Yes. He's Arby's over here, and that should help it hook, and just, yeah, this car's gonna be cherry when we're finished up. Here's what he's working with, and again, yeah, he's got a special color in mind for the caliper, but that just looks mean. And then you got the black lugs, really makes it sleek looking. We'll get better shots once it's actually like lowered a little bit, but just give you a little teaser of what it is going to look like with these wheels. And with the little YouTube movie magic, we're gonna go from stock to Brembos. And just like that, easy enough, done with the front. All right, so we finished up both fronts on both cars, but again, nothing can occur without a little chaos. So on the OG Dark Horse, unfortunately, there is like the hard brake line that is stripped out, so we got a game plan for that. But appearance wise, it looks done, and then we're just going to lower the Bullitt down and see how it looks on the new set of wheels and tires with the big brakes on there. All right, so we're gonna call this a stopping point. So again, with the chaos, it just takes a little bit extra time with all these things. So we got the, front of the Bullitt fully buttoned up, and then the OG Dark Horse, unfortunately, driver's side completely good, but then you had a little bit of chaos on the passenger side. So we have to reassess and figure out exactly how to tighten the hard line, because it just will not thread on. But we'll go through and actually like show you the differences on the two cars. I mean, like, I think honestly it was kind of a win-win for both cars, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, the Dark Horse, it looks more Dark Horse-ish.
Yeah.
Use that word.
Yep, agreed. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, they complement the wheel selection being swapped, just complements each car so well, and the stance too.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this car, the OG Dark Horse, looks like it is lowered more. I don't know if it's because like the sidewall on these tires are a little taller, which gives it that appearance. But yeah, it makes it look like it sits lower. And then the Bullitt is just kind of the same thing. Like, it's just, I don't know, it works. It fits.
Yeah, the spring setup seemed to fit better, like with the opposite tires on each car.
Yes, yep, and definitely because they were such narrow tires on the Bullitt originally, this track width looks like it is meant to be.
Yeah,
so definitely. It's just, oh, really, really, really nice. So we'll get you shots of both cars, how they sit now. That's where we're gonna wrap things up for, like I said, part one. So I hate we weren't able to go ahead and get Paul fully finished off, start to finish, front and rears on his car. But yeah, just ran out of time today. So we'll have to stay tuned for part two where we tackle the rears. But so far, and I know we weren't able to get like the best shots just because we're not taking it off the lift, just to have to put it right back on, especially when there are no brakes on it. So once it's all said and done, brakes, bled, and everything like that, we'll make sure to get really, really good shots, because those big brakes on the Bullitt look phenomenal. So that's more of a race car aesthetic that matches the car perfectly. And like I said, I was blown away at how well the wheels, once we swapped those, it works. I mean, like, it was kind of like it was meant to be. So happy for Paul to have at least the fronts done today, but we'll tackle the rears next time. I really appreciate everybody watching. If you haven't already, make sure you smash that subscribe button, and we'll catch y'all in the next one.